What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. And this is the AEW Collision review video on March 8th, 2025. Just the go home edition show, like 24 hours before the very intriguing AEW AEW. What was the pay per view? AEW Revolution, yeah, just the 24 hours away, and I'm gonna let you guys know I may not be making a review video, but still I'm gonna be making I'm not 100% guaranteeing it. I mean, anything goes. Otherwise, I'll gladly will let you guys know by an update like of what's gonna be what's gonna be up, but what I know, as far as I'm concerned, I won't be making the review. But I'm gonna talk about like here tonight is a review on Collision, which it was totally intriguing, like both in the TNT Championship match, and then we got Harley Cameron and the Outrunners are over right now, and they are definitely getting pushed. Like even though Harley was taking on Jobber, which he formerly was, and we also got Outrunners we definitely was over. Yeah, it was definitely getting pushed like more than ever, like in. And finally, they look like they're ready. Even though there was a little teaser on what we could see in the foreseeable future. And even though it was a tag team, I would prefer not him for them to fight. But it's where we also got some pretty interesting elements about Collision. I mean, from Collision for on the road to AEW Revolution. Let me rephrase that. Like, especially with a couple of segments, which it shows, it confirms that some of my favorite wrestlers are probably going to be definitely going to take the W this Sunday, I should say, which is in 24 hours from now, and much more. And make sure to hit the subscribe and click on the post notification bells for more SNA videos, and also hit a subscribe onto my other channel at SNA Entertainment. Thank you very much in advance. Let's get started on the first story, the first match, which it featured what's her name? What's her name? Momo Watanabe, and Serena Deeb, the professor of the women's division, in the one-on-one action, and it featured the CEO and the current TBS champion, which Momo will be taking on for the title tomorrow, which is the CEO Mercedes Moné. And this is where she came out first, like something that your boy SNA would have predicted that was going to start off the Collision show. But yeah, this is where we got things didn't get started. This is where we got for some reason Nigel was high praising on to the CEO, which I don't understand why. Or no, it wasn't. Let's start off with that. What am I even talking about? It was before we get into that, this is where we got Samoa Joe, Katsuyori Shibata, and Samoa Joe. Then took on these three, I'll say, enhancement guys, which started off with Katsuyori Shibata, and one of them. This is where we got. Here's where then Shibata. This is where Sabrina then hits this guy right into the bottom left corner side, boots the other guy that was teaming with him. This is where eyes went right to the upper right corner side, hits an explosion suplex, tagging Samoa Joe, which he hit a running senton. Then when we got Katsuyori Shibata goes for a leg swiping kick. This is where then he gets tagged back in, afterwards. Then gets the 1-2-3, winner of this match. Katsuyori Shibata, Samoa Joe, and the Hook, which they're called now the Ops. This is where, we saw plenty of these enhancement squash, I'll say burial matches, which that's probably the most harshest way to put it. That was actually the opener, which I kind of watched it late, and this is where we saw the rated R superstar Cope then came into the beginning of the, after the segment, so in the message to John Moxley, which he's gonna beat not only beat him for the world championship, but he's gonna beat him until he finds the John Moxley back in him. He's like, what happened to the same John Moxley from over 5 years ago when he first came to this company back from 2019 to 2020, which he was more of a, I'll say, limitless, I'll say, hardcore badass, a guy that you definitely want to go over, and that's what Anthony Khan just did. He was the one to dethrone the inaugural AEW World Champion, Chris Jericho. But as of late in this reign as AEW World Champion, he's the complete opposite from that. And I totally agree for a fact with the Rated R Superstar. And it's all thanks to his hometown's toxic water line, like that went horribly wrong, which that needs to be solved like much sooner rather than much later. And like this is where Copeland proclaimed himself as the next AEW World Champion. This is where he's like so here, this is the final chapter. Like it's gonna be Mox versus Cope, like one for the first time, which is the final Shield member that he finally gets to face because he already fought those other two guys that originally was a faction with Mox, like when he was totally a different name, but that'll be a different video for a different day. But this is where we finally do get the women's match, which was pretty decent, but it could have been a bit better if Serena Deeb promised the CEO that she's gonna do to MoMo like she promised that she's gonna do. But but yeah, Serena Deeb was full of nothing but wolf tickets, and like she was just doing stuff, just showing that she could do it. But when it comes to actually doing it, she don't really do a successful job backing that up. But anyway, yeah. That's where we got Serena. I did a couple of damages onto the Japanese star, but it's just that it was not enough to put away that what's her name? Watanabe? Yeah, Watanabe. That's how it's pronounced. Like, but anyway, this is where we got Nigel. Yeah, it's where we got Nigel McGinsman stop high praising the CEO, which I don't understand what that doesn't make no sense. But it's where we got the commentators, him and Antonio Schiavone, then and asked like, what if Momo Watanabe then try to use a kendo stick in this match? This where then that's when the CEO then pointed out that would be a very ridiculously stupid idea, which who could blame her? That's logically factual. This is where she was like, this was like, that's on her. Like she that'll be a lose-lose situation. Like, why would you want to make yourself lose like in a very dumb manner? She said the same catchphrase what she told to Harvey Cameron, like if she's stupid or is she dumb, like which that's starting to be a new catchphrase for those idiotic opponents of the CEO Mercedes Moné. This is where then we got and this is where then she started cracking up. Like this is where I was like, yeah, here she goes being the female Squidward of the women's division. This is where then we got but this is where then we got some compliments like from continuing to Nigel McGuinness, which we don't need to hear because they're very irrelevant and I'll say and unimportant, like which that's pretty much what I just said, like but in a different term to put it. But this is where Nigel McGuinness said she's the greatest TBS champion, but which we don't even need him to say that, just to know that's the proven fact in AEW. But like. That's where we got this is where we got Antonio Schiavone's like, yeah, I gotta admit she's one of the most I'll say successful TBS champions. Well, I'm not sure if he said it in that manner, but it's where it made the CEO very happy, which that was a good move from the commentators, which I'll get out of hand to what's his name? Nigel, and to the Antonio Schiavone for that. Like, well, definitely Antonio Schiavone because he's always the cool legend that you just cannot argue or have any negative moments with this guy. But that's where then the CEO then turned from Squidward to the female Mr. Krabs of AEW by saying that's money. That sounds like money into my ears. Which is the line that the Krusty Krab owner said on that episode of SpongeBob on Bossy Boots. Like for those that are unaware, like he said when those squeaky boots like that SpongeBob was wearing, like he's like that's money to my ears. I mean music. That's what it kind of reminded me of. This is where we got. And that's where then we got what's the name? Serena Deeb then continue going for armbar. Then, but this is where Momo then try to go for what they call a hammerlock like maneuver. This is where she got for a pin. But this is where we got. That's where we got Serena Deeb then try to go for a DDT. And that's where then we got every time just to let you know like what was it? It was Serena Deeb. I was keeping hitting these armbar maneuvers. Like this what made the CEO laugh in maniacal ways, which I'll say like some of y'all probably point out like Super Ninja Austin would be creeped out by this, but I don't know. Like she just plays. I guess it's like my fellow YouTubers say. Like she plays a better heel than a baby face, so I'm gonna let it slide. Like she's very interesting, entertaining in this role. I mean, don't get me wrong. If she was a baby face, she would definitely would play that role perfectly as well. Thank you very much. Like I appreciate those comments about me making these review videos. That means the whole world, especially for tonight. But this is where we got Momo to go for a drop kick on the Serena. This is where we got her send her right to the bottom corner side. Then we got then she followed up with a second drop kick and she tripped her over. This is where she hits another one. This is where she's like that, and this is where she started putting her eyes right into the face of the CEO. This is where CEO's like, yeah, you don't need to do that. Like I'm right over here, the clear as day, holding both the New Japan Strong, the TBS Championship that you won, but this in the other championship, yeah, the New Japan Strong Women's Championship that she failed to capture at Capital Collision, which even Nigel McGuinness even pointed that out, even though we didn't need him just to know it. Like even I just thought of that out of randomness because I saw some of the highlights onto that match. That's the last time they fought each other was at that New Japan event in Washington D.C. if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, this is where we got. As well as she's holding that, the Queen of Death, and the Rev Pro British Women's Championship around her arms. Is where we got the Momo start going for kicks like she's Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon. That's where then we got Momo Watanabe. Then try to go for one more last sliding kick, but this is where we got what's her name? Serena Deeb hit a dragon screw like right into the landed her Momo's leg right into the ropes. I was like, man, if the CEO was not enjoying this, she would probably have some really bad PTSD after seeing that because that one women's wrestler that's on that other company, that's in the other company that she used to wrestle for, and especially in the developmental system that she's currently the women's mid-card championship at, like did that to her about a year ago. Which I'm not trying to bring up negative stuff in the past. I'm just pointing out like what would been the case if this wasn't her opponent that was taking these moves. But this is where we got Serena Deeb followed that up with a spinning, twisting neck breaker, like as well. That's where then she continues to start laughing like if she's some kind of a very, I'll say some very wicked like a wicked witch villain character. I'm not saying that she is, but I'm just saying like the way she was laughing, it just sounds so hilarious, like entertaining. Maybe I should correct that. Maybe she's like like more like a Harley Quinn laugh, like if that makes sense. But anyways, this is where we got That's where then we got the partial powerful force and all of pro wrestling came on, which was the picture. That's where we got when the adverts came back on. Serena Deeb was still in the office doing the the Widow's Peak, like which was a submission move that Antonio Inoki used to do, like in his prime in wrestling in his time in prime, I should say, before he sadly tragically passed. But this is where we got. This is where we got what's her name, Momo. Like counter out this is where Billy Starks was watching this on the monitor backstage at this show, which the CEO said I'm getting sick and tired of these girls not showing me the respect I deserve. This is where then Antonio Schiavone did let the CEO know like the one thing that you don't have to worry about is disrespect. And and that's why I appreciate from the commentator. That's why he's the greatest commentator in AEW and like on the top 5 list on a couple other commentators that's GOAT and that's also cool with anybody that he associates with or he or she depending on what gender they are. But that's where then we got that's where we got what's her name, Momo Watanabe, then do like this. That's where, and this is where then we got what's her name, Momo to try to go running right up to the left side, but this is where she gets pushed right into the left side, hits Jits German suplex by the professor of the women's division. Then we got a hammerlock lariat, like if she's the female Arya Davari. But this is where once she tried to go for a pin, it only got her unfortunately a 2.8, which it had the CEO stunned for a second, but one thing that she wasn't is very worried because she still thought that she was going to win. This is where she started shouting at Serena, which I started dying with laughter, which it's not going to get any other, it's not going to get any trophy of the Goofy Wrestler. It's getting the platinum trophy for this. For they stay on her. It sounds like if my mom was watching this. Like, which that's a very odd comparison. Like, even though I do make fun of my mom, like for being like her, like even though like Even though, like, yeah, that's a different video for a different day. I don't know why I'm not even talking about that. But anyway, this is where we got. But that's where we got Watanabe, the snapmares are in the middle of the ring. Then she gets leg swipe to kick right into the back. This is where she hits a meteor, which I believe that was the mock CEO. This is where then what's her name? Deep then kicked out of that. This is where my name's like, that's not phasing me. Like my girl Serena just kicked out, which that's a which who could argue at that? Because like the only way you could impress the CEO if you could actually win the match. But Serena Deeb like somehow did a sunset flip onto Momo while telling them like after she was distracting herself with Monet. This where then we got. And where we got what's her name? Serena Deebs are going for the single-legged Boston Crab, trying to make Momo tap out. This is where she somehow got out of it. This is where she tried to run to the top course. She ends up getting clotheslined by the professor. The professor went right to the downward spiral corner. This is where she gets spiraled by the New Japan Strong, the New Japan Pro Wrestling star. Like this is where she hits her with a swinging kick, hit her with that sideways German suplex maneuver, which that was a disappointing. Like so much for her to take care of, get at least the first half of the job done, so the CEO could get the rest of the job done in 24 hours from now. But that's where none of that matters because we got Monet took off her headset. This is where she went face to face, letting her know that she's gonna defeat her. This is where then she shoved her right to the face. Who could blame her for her trying to threaten attempted murder like with a baseball bat a few weeks ago? But that's where Momo hit her with a leg swatting kick, which I don't understand what was the reason of that. Like she was just getting even with her until they actually fight into the match. And this is where Momo followed that up with a flying meteor, and I was like, oh, talk about insult to injuries. But yeah, this is where. But yeah, this is where then Momo then teased that she could be the first ever TBS championship, and this is where it had me thinking like, yeah, maybe it's likely that she's definitely not gonna. Maybe this is the sign that she's definitely not gonna be winning, which I will be talking about that after the review along with the other title matches and big pay-per-view matches that's gonna be on tomorrow. Hopefully, your boy SNA can get a chance to review it, but. But I'm gonna see about this because I may or may not be able to do so. But this is where we move on to shift gears right into the other side. This is where they start advertising that pay per view is also gonna be on Prime Video, is it? But let's move on to the next slide. Let me know down in the comments down below who's your prediction of who's going to walk out as TBS champion. But also, this is where we got Will Ospreay. They showed a little video of him backstage when he got tagged by what's his name. They showed what's that called? What's that called? Vignette. I mean, not vignette. A segment like a little promo segment like backstage when he was getting checked out by the doctor. After he got checked out by the doctor, after getting attacked by the Don Callis family members, and this where then Will Ospreay he's like, yeah. And this is where they start telling the story about when he thought he wear an armband. He hope that it's gonna. He hoped that there's gonna be something else simple, like because there's there's a part of Cal Fletcher that's still in him that showed like the good side of him. This is where it's like that band of that armband is just any old armband. It's a armband that reminds us of brotherhood, and this was we're boys that look out for one another. Like me and Kyle Fletcher, and even Mark Davis, like Jeff Cotton, Great O'Con, like Bernard, like Francesco Akira, T.J. Perkins, and Callan Newman, and Hidden Gray, like all these wrestlers from New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I was like, yeah, like that's a lot of people that in this big mutual friend in this mutual friend sighting. This where Will Ospreay said we were all hungry boys that only cared about each other's like brothers, and yeah, that rhymes, so that's absolutely true. This was and then I remember 1 year ago at Revolution, after I defeated Konosuke Takeshita, and I saw my best friend, the man that picked up my, I saw the man that picked up my own son with me, went in ringside with me, and I knew that he was going to I know we're gonna get all the band together here in All Elite Wrestling, and we're gonna take over AEW all together, like we planned on dreaming of doing. Like not only we're gonna be taking over the United Empire, we're gonna be standing in our position in our corner, and this time we are locked and stuff. But we're gonna see each other, like, but it won't be like as brothers, as arch rivals. Like inside the steel cage is where he said, like I'm coming this more wild than. I'm gonna be I'll be more than a vicious, more vicious than a wild animal. This is where he preferred himself. He's like, I'll be in my. I have no choice but to fight. Like I have no choice but to go in the ring with my brother Kyle. And this was like, and I'm gonna give everything that I got gotten to to go out into the, and he's like, and this was like, I could easily just let you beat my ass and just humiliate me in Crypto's arena, like, but or I could just fight you back. And this is where Ospreay then stated that he's gonna keep on beating him, ounce every single piece of his body. And this was like, and he's like. And this is where it's like, and I'm gonna show you like how much of the love I had for you, brother, like or bruv, I guess we like to call like his arch rivals or his allies or whatever you want to call him. He just says bruv because I guess that's the British way to say bro. But anyways, this is where then we got Ospreay to say like. And this was like, and then when you stabbed me right in the back a couple months ago, I'm gonna stab you right back with the same knife. This is what he told Kyle Fletcher. This is like I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna flip your face right into that freaking cage, bruv. And then this is where he's like once and for all, like, because my name is Will Ospreay. He's like, and I am on that other level, or he's on another level. Let me rephrase that. That's what he said. Like. But this is where we got the Raft creator then came out to the ring after this segment. Like, and who do you think is gonna win in the steel cage match between Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher? We're gonna be talking about that as well on my Blue prediction segment that I'm gonna be put on doing later on. But moving on, we got this is where we got Harley Cameron, perhaps the SpongeBob and Patrick of AEW, like, which I was surprised that she didn't ask Mercedes Moné can she play does she want to play jellyfishing in her Monet train, which we all know the answer, just like on the episode of SB129, say with her shouting a big clarified explanation, no. I thought I might just say that because that's what they kind of remind me of when it comes to them in the women's division. And I heard that, like, for whatever reason, the fans online just claim that the CEO is breaking kayfabe, which I just don't understand why some of these people are being so negative about the current TBS champion. Like, there's one thing to stay in character, but when it comes to a very friendly event like the movie premiere of Queen of the Ring, like, it doesn't even matter. Like, it's just like they're just wrestlers that at just doing things because it's their job. Like, and you should know the differences between kayfabe and reality. So, like, this is some petty criticism and even calling her an unprofessional biscuit iced tea chicken hotcakes. They just don't know the definition of a work and shoot in kayfabe if it whacked them upside the head with a 2x4 that's probably weighs about even like 100,000 pounds. But that's where then we got. That's where we got Harley Cameron that took on this girl named, what was her name? Tachovic, that's what her name is, Tachovic. This is where she got an early start by attacking her as soon as Harley got back in the ring, started hitting her with some few rights and then the side Russian leg sweep. Tachovic then tried to pick up the Raft creator, Harley Cameron. This is where she's like, get back up, like, you lazy bones. This is where then we got her throwing her right to the bottom left side. This is where Harley boots her right into the face. This is where she then tried to go for it again. This is where she ends up knocking her down. This is where she goes for a flying clothesline. Like if she's one of the twins that has magical powers, just like in the other company. This is where she had to step up in Sagiri to follow that up with. But after hitting a couple of rights, this is where then we got Harley then going for the right back to the left to hit a shiny wizard knee strike. This is where Harley's like, yeah, he's gonna finally feel my wrath. And then this is where then Harley Cameron then got her hair up. This is where she then tried to go for the what they call the arm bar. This is where then we got That's where then she then turned it to her sideways finishing, that sideways cutter maneuver that looked similar to the crossroads. This is where she went for the pin. She gets the 1, 2, 3, and her push is getting more higher than ever with her winning their third match in AEW, which some tells me there's going to be plenty more where that came from. And I'm very happy Anthony Khan starting to recognize her and then starting to be in more matches, especially with her winning them. And maybe sooner or later she'll get another shot at women's gold. Maybe not exactly the TBS championship, but I wouldn't mind if she go after for the belt though. But at the same time, like it could be the women's world champion as well because she is yet to challenge for that belt. Like the TBS title was just the start, and I think that she will be champion one day. They need to keep continuing to push her this way, like they need to do the same with the Outrunners. And let me know down in the comments below if you think this was a perfect move for AEW to lead the lead by. But this is where we got Kyle Fletcher was interviewed, I guess you could say, like what an interview I think he was in a segment. When Kyle Fletcher then start stating that he been waiting his whole entire career to have this match with Ospreay, and he's like the only thing that's better, like of doing it with a doing it in a way that makes make himself look like a million bucks. This was like, and then this way, what is it? And he's like, I'm gonna bring the carnage to Will Ospreay. You're talking about the steel cage match tomorrow Sunday. Like you're talking about like if it's some kind of a easy stepping stone, like to get like to lead up into something that's more major and hard. Like thinking that it's nowhere near that definition mark. This where then we got. I knew Kyle Fletcher you think that like you're gonna defeat me like and you're gonna throw me by the wayside and go after Moxley for his title like and then you're gonna be the world champion of his coming like but you can not be more wrong than you are right now like and you always have you always will like and you've been standing in my way far too long. You've been like keeping me from my destiny. He's like and when this is all said and done, I'll remember like I'll be known as the greatest wrestler of all time. He's like, and then all your accomplishments that you accomplished, whether if it's in New Japan or AEW, like it's all gonna be in vain. He's like, and he's like, and the only thing that you're going to be remembered as going to be known as Kyle Fletcher's greatest rival ever, which I'll say, I don't think that's what the only thing going to be known. I'll say that's going to be one of the minor things that compared to something that's going to be adding to his accolade very soon. That's something that's major related. This where he's like I'm gonna wear this head, but and that's what it is like from the United Empire, but this is all just the facade. Like it's just the way you're gonna structure your own egos that you couldn't like. There won't be no brothers that's gonna be in the ring tomorrow. Like we're gonna be in a lock in a lion's den, like which is basically was referring to steel cage as this where he's like, and he referred himself as a hungry lion that he's been hungry for way too long, and then this where then he said, and I'm hungry for revenge, and that revenge is Ospreay written until got Ospreay Ospreay written all over it, and this where he's like and it. And that's what it's like. It's like, and your fans can spray. You can say Ospreay what they want. Like the only thing that they'll be spraying is some rain on themselves because they're gonna be wishing to fall off their seats like and kill themselves like if they're like a fresh batch of bugs, like whether for spiders, roaches, beetles, whatever that raid is good for when it comes of demolishing the bugs, I guess you could say. But anyway, this is where we got. Conflict like it just means absolutely nothing because I will paint that ring and that steel cage with the red color of your own blood, Will. And this is where in the ended the statement like I want you. Like I wanted to feel all the pain that you caused for all these years on me because I am going to tame you this Sunday, and I'm gonna tame you like 1,000-fold. And don't forget that you asked for this Osprey. And this is where then this is where they walk out. Oh yeah, I can do it. But this is where we got the infantry's what's his name? Carly Bright and what's his name? Carly Bright and was it Carly Bright? Yeah, Carly Bright and Carly Bravo. Carly Bravo and what's his name? Sean Dean. But this is where they took on the Undisputed Kingdom of Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, which I thought was going to be the Outrunners. But yeah, instead it's my other favorite tag team of AEW. But anyways, Assassinators. This match was totally good, which I hate to give it the rate that I'm gonna give it, which it was probably the blue ribbon of the night, which what in the Momo versus Serena match was bronze. I totally forgot about that. But I was too busy getting into this angle, which I'm a huge fan of, by the way. But where we got Roderick Strong to grab on the what was it? It was Sean Dean, if I'm mistaken, or was it Carly? I think it was Carly Bravo that Roderick Strong started off with. This was starting some knife edge chops, which he haven't forgot what that ring general did to him when the last time he was in that company. Just reminding him you should not mess with him, but it seemed like he does not care considering he's in this company now. This is where he tags in Kyle O'Reilly. This is where he hits the suplex onto Carly Bravo. This is where he tried to go for a pin. But unfortunately, he kicked out of it right at 1 even. This is where the Kyle O'Reilly started hitting them punches. Boom, 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 like if it's a wrestling video game. This is where we got. This is where we got the man that could possibly be related to the family that runs the auto store. Then trying to pick up Carly Bravo. This is where he started hitting some big old right hands right into his nago. This is where then he tags in his partner Sean Dean. This is where he started going for a headlock. O'Reilly grabs onto him and dips him right to the top and to the bottom. This is where he threw him to the top, but he ends up getting shoulder tackled by Dean. This is where Sean Dean you don't think I have some guns? And this is where then he runs right to the left side. Kyle O'Reilly then slide ducks. He's like, yeah, I do, but my guns are more bigger than yours. This is where he needs them. Even my own thighs are more bigger than your biceps. This is where we got Sean Dean took offense to this. This is where he spears Kyle right into the bottom right corner side. It's where Carly Bravo to start going for some punches left, right, left in his head. That's where then Rick Knox is like, all right, you're not supposed to be doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then Rock Strong trying to come in, but Rick Knox, I don't understand why he stopped Roddy Strong from helping out his partner, which that does not make any sense. But this is where we got Sean Dean tags in Carly Bravo. He threw Kyle away to the bottom corner side, hits a back elbow, double back elbow to be exact, and they split his legs out into in the different opposite directions. Is where they hit their leg sliding kicks on him. This is where we got Carly Bravo go for a pin, but Kyle O'Reilly was not taking 3 for an answer. He kicks out at 2.3. And where we got. That's where we got Carly Bravo starting the knife edge chops, which probably earned himself a number 10 spot. And where we got what's the name? Sean Dean throw Carly Bravo right into the right side splat, but he tried to go it again. This is where they made a huge mistake. Lightning does not strike twice. This is where Kyle O'Reilly flips him right over the right corner side. Then we got Sean Dean then try to help him, try to stop him, but this is where it was too late. He ducks out his clothesline that he tried to attempt to do on him. Roderick Strong go for a clothesline. This is where then hit some back-legged drop kick. This is where then what's his name? That's where we got Mr. What's the name? Antonio Schiavone said, "Here come Roddy Strong." Sound like if he's your boy Super Ninja Austin. This is where we got Roddy Strong and going for a double under, turn into a neck breaker. This way it's a knee strike right onto Carly. Not Carly Bravo. What's his name? Sean Dean. This way it's that suplex face buster, but right on top of his partner onto. What's that? Carly Bravo. This is where he tried to go for a pin to Dean, but Sean would not take 3 for an answer either. This is where we got Roderick Strong going for a knife edge chop, and this is where he put him in on the upper left corner side. The partial powerful force of all wrestling came on until it turned to a full powerful force came on. This is where we saw the infantry was fighting back, going back and forth with the former international champion until he finally got out of their grasp. And this is where he tags in his partner Kyle O'Reilly. And I'm like, man, I never get tired of them wrestling these tag team matches. I just wish that Bobby Fish was here. This would be a complete of the faction of the Undisputed Kingdom. Like from the thank you, Birdie. Birdie, very sweet of you. Yeah, it's the dog from Up. Okay. I think it's blueberry. I'm not strawberry or banana. But anyway. Well, yeah, I kind of miss Bobby Fish being in AEW because it'll be like their time over at the other company's developmental system when they were all those championships back in 2019, 2020, which I wish there's like that now in 2025. But anyway, this is where my boy Kyle O'Reilly does some leg striking kicks, knees him in the midsection onto Sean Dean and did the leg sweep. That's where we got Carly Bravo trying to hit a swiping a roundhouse kick, but this is where Kyle O'Reilly grabs onto his leg, hits an ankle lock like if he's a certain Olympian. This is where then. But that's where we got what's his name, Sean Dean, to start going for a sleeper onto O'Reilly. But this is where O'Reilly's like, no, I'm not. Get back. I'm not gonna surrender to you. This is where Kyle O'Reilly hits his backside with suplex and stomp on the head of Sean Dean and hit a discus forearm strike, knocking him out to the right corner side. Then we got Kyle O'Reilly went right to the upper right corner side, back down to the diagonal side where what's his name? It was Carly Bravo to hit him with the big forearm strike. This is where Kyle O'Reilly bends his arm, his left arm to be exact, right onto his shoulder. He tried to hit him with the suplex, but this is where we got Carly Bravo striked him. But this is where he ends up getting guillotine choked by my boy, the man that could be related to the auto store. This is where he's like, tap out. And then this is where we got Sean D trying to stop him, but Roderick Strong tried to come in for the save. But this is where O'Reilly was already had this under control by throwing what's his name, Sean Dean onto the top corner side, hits a roundhouse kick in the middle, which is in the basement, right into the midsection, onto what's his name, Carly Bravo, tags in Roderick Strong, gets a leg swipe. This is where Roddy Strong hits a baseball sliding kick right into the midsection. This is where we got Kyle O'Reilly go for the leg sweep. Where Roderick Strong goes for the pin. They get the 1, 2, 3 after this. And yeah, they get a huge congratulations by your boy SNA. They're a biggest fan of the wrestling business, along with other wrestlers I can name on the top, I'll say 10 list of SNA's favorite wrestlers in the professional wrestling business. But yeah, they just show that they have not lose a step or haven't got any ring rust. Like even though they haven't been in much tag team matches in a while, but they're bouncing back from that, and they still look like they have never left the division. But anyways, yeah, let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts on this match. But this is where we got Donald Callis to start talking trash on the Kenny Omega about and that, for the past years, he's been calling himself the god of pro wrestling. Well, there's a new god in pro wrestling in this industry, and his name is the Alpha Konosuke Takeshita or something like that. And this was and he's been doing that ever since when Kenny Omega was in the hospital, with tubes in the stomach, and we were wondering how long, until their guts explode, and that Revolution is gonna be the last match and the last time that the wrestling world will see Kenny Omega, which he start trying to do a different. This way, he's like, we're not just gonna beat you for the third time, but we're gonna put you out of your injury, and we're gonna end you for good. Which I was like, hopefully he's not being for real right now, or else he's gonna go to jail for assault and murder, I guess you could say, probably a second degree murder, I guess you could say, yeah. But let me know down in the comment section right down below. But this is where we got Chris Jericho did had a little vignette with him with him sending a message to what's his name, to Bandito, of saying he wants to fight him for the last time. And that's where that's where Chris Jericho pointed out that that his learning tree has failed him, but no matter, like they're gonna have a lot to learn about this, and they're gonna be better than ever. This is where he's like, I know Ben Deal's like yeah, like yeah, you learn to treat like guys are whack and lame, yeah, like y'all don't know how to fight like a real man, face to face, mano a mano, not trying to I'm not talking about attackers from behind, and start beating them us that way. This is where holograms like you're not gonna do that to my boy Bandito, not if I have anything to do about. How about it'll be like how about me hologram put my streak on the line against Chris Jericho for his Ring of Honor championship at Revolution, which some tells me it will be like on the 0 hour show along with the 6-man tag match between Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, and Big Boom AJ against Johnny TV and the MXM collection, and we got what was the other match was it was what the other match I think it was just announced tonight if I'm mistaken. I'm trying to think what was the match. Oh yeah, the 8-man tag match between the undisputed the 8-man tag match between Daniel Garcia and the Undisputed Kingdom against Shane Taylor Promotions, which I'm going to give that honorable mention on who's going to be winning those matches, but I'm going to get to the short and sweet and the point way to tell it. But that's where we got John Moxley was backstage with a segment, something similar to like what's his name, Kyle Fletcher earlier, just where it's like that's where then John Moxley then let Adam Copeland that they're not the same animals, like they're barely the same species. I'm like, yeah, you got that one right because we're not sure if you're even human, Moxley, especially for drinking that disgusting toxic water. You could have turned into some kind of a very beastly, evil, unholy being that doesn't even not supposed to be existing in this world. But it's where then John Moxley continues like, but the funny that we have. It was like, but we plenty of things in common here in this company. We came over here in the hard way, like poverty and starvation, not to mention, and dry and the cost throws and waste. Like, but you must be referring to the toxic waters, like in himself, or for some weird reason, I'm making some kind of an analogy out of it, like with him, stating what common things that they do. This is where John Moxley they continue. Like, yeah, when you're still we got but yeah, we got like some similar injuries and illnesses and obviously like that's been thrown in your path, and it was like in this fantasy thing, like you just cannot see, like you can see, and you can you can feel it on your fingertips and whatnot, like the dream that one day, like Mac that wrap that go around your face, like you feel that go in your hands, and you and feel and be the world champion, like that's what drives you again. Is like that passion, like that drive every single night, if you know what I mean. Like when you sacrifice it all, it's like, but for one more chance, like when you play the game, and you don't want to give it all up, like do you cope? Like that's what it's all about. And it's all about respecting. You're trying to talk about respect. I'm not sure if you deserve it, because like you like it is where it's like I really want me personally I want to respect Adam Copeland, and I like Adam Copeland, which I'll say that's probably a personal thing, like with him not being around that disgusting water, but but I had to do what I got to do, and I really tried to make this the other way, but no, I just don't know what you're all about, Cope, and this is where then you and when I get my hands on you, you little dope, when I'm on your busted and your overused, washed up neck, and I will do this. I guarantee you this. This is where then he continued by staying with. He's like, you want me to show you mercy, Cope? Like maybe you should show me mercy, that you show my people, in mercy, and that's where he's like if you hear that sound, like when your spinal collar, it's busted up and cracking and popping, and breaking, and you hear that sound, that vertebrae in your skull and your eardrums, you Cope, will feel with respect actually feels like. And then this where it ends up like into the next slide with hologram like coming out like because he has his match up next, like which they won the 17th match, like of being undefeated. And who do you think is gonna walk out as the AEW World Champion? Let me know in the comments down below. I just know who that guy is, which I'm gonna get into in just a moment when I get done reviewing this episode of AEW Collision, which is the go home edition, by the way. It's where they're going Dralistico, I believe that's what his name is. Dralistico, I believe that's what his name is. It's where it kind of reminded me of Sin Cara, but it's where he goes for a kick right into the midsection. This is where the fans are chanting like Dralistico. This is where they start cheering for this. Oh no, not just hologram. That's where they're chanting hologram. Even if this guy is a fan favorite, where he came from, but wasn't holograms more of a popular fan favorite because he's an undefeated fan favorite luchador in AEW. But it's where go to the right corner side. It's where we got Jalisco, then try to go for shoulder block. That's where then he started doing his pose, like with the fans were like, "No, we don't like what you're doing." This where we got, and we got a hologram going for an arm bar. This where we got into the bottom corner side. Is where he goes for a leg slide into a what they call a leg slide, like into a 619. This is where we got hologram going for the suicide dive, knocking him right into the bottom corner side. In the process, is where we got holograms. I just knock him down right off his feet. Like finally, this is where he's done high fiving the fans until he gets cannonball right to the other side by Cholistico when he went to the left side. Is where he then grab onto him to throw him right to the barricade nearby the announce table where the commentators were located at. This is where he ends up getting thrown right back in the ring. This is where we got that's the way we got Jalistico, then throw him right to the upper left side, splash onto the luchador. This is where we're starting to forearm strikes right to the face, onto Holla. This is where then we got Jalistico to run to the right corner side, then hits a running super kick right to the face, onto the undefeated luchador. This is where Jalistico then hang on right to the upper left corner side, like a certain Idolo guy, like that I used to work in AEW, which I wonder where company he went to, like after his departure with the company. But that's where then we got the partial powerful force of all of pro wrestling came on, which we all know is a commercial break. But that's where once they got done with the adverts, that's where we saw a hologram was back in control once they were in the ringside area. When Justico tried to attack him, but he ends up getting intercepted by hologram with a big game changing Spanish fly right off the concrete floor, which I couldn't be able to do a Spanish fly off of like somewhere like that because it'll be very dangerous and risky, like of injuries. And I got some very fragile body parts that I couldn't do it, like at least not at this time. But perhaps you could see your boy SNA like would do that like once he gets some proper training inside a squared circle, which that could possibly be in SNA's future. But here's where we got what's his name? The hologram throws Jalistico back in the ring. This is where then we got hologram going up right up into the bottom corner apron. This is where we got. That's where we got holograms. Who would see me do it? This is where he trying to look like about to hit some kind of a flying maneuver. This is where he's trying some knife edge chops onto. That's where we got what's his name? Joe Listico then try to go for the knife edge chop war. This is where they try to go for a pump, what they call it, a knee strike kick. But this is where we got Joe Listico like, finish him. This is where we got a hologram going for a super kick. This is where we got what's his name? Then hologram to try to pick him up. But this is where it gets Hurricane Rana by Jalistico. This is where he's like, my back, like agonizing pain. And this is where then we got Aubrey Edwards, that was the referee, if I'm mistaken, like was checking on the hologram, like after taking that maneuver. This is where it had the fans start chanting, holy shit, like, and I apologize for saying the word, but it's just that it wasn't uncensored. So I was pointing out like what they really said, but this is where we got. This is where we got them starting to forearm strikes right back forward. Boom, 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 boom. Like playing some Mortal Kombat. Like, this is where Aubrey was counting to 9. This is where we're about to count 10, but this is where they realize, holy sugar, honey, iced tea. This is where they roll back in the ring. This is where they managed to break the count. Like, this is where we got Jalistico to try to go for all right, right on to hologram. There's where he gets denied with a kick out Jalistico to try to go for a double under suplex maneuver, but this is where we got a hologram go for a roundhouse kick and then a super kick right to his face. It's where he tried to go for a power bomb, which he was successful of hitting, but not as successful for a pinfall because he immediately kicks out at 2.7. This is where we got holograms like, how about I'll do this move? Do I go for a spinning kick? But it's where he gets countered by Joe Lestico. This is where he gets the spinning. Was it? It's the spinning insecure. Like if it's a trouble in paradise, it's where when we got hologram probably did not know where he was at that moment. This is where we got Jalistico to try to go over top course. But this is where he ends up getting Spanish fly sideways version though, which he got double go lucky like with a. I went a double whammy card, like he must have found when he was running to the top. But he ends up getting like sideways Canadian destroy, however, by the other luchador. This is where we got what's his name? This is where a hologram, it was right to the bottom left corner side. This is where Jalistico to try to go attack him. This is where he dodged out of the way. This is where leaping, dodging right to the aprons. This is where he this is where he knew he gets attacked, but this is where he gets hit with Gamengiri by hologram. Holla then went right to the bottom left corner side. Try to go for a dive, but this is where we got Jalistico counter, move out of the way. Hits a springboard Mexican destroyer. But this is where once he thought he had him won. This is where he goes for the pin. This is where he got his legs on the ropes. But this is where Aubrey Edwards is not no fool once he counted the one. And even if hologram was about to kick out, like she was not going to allow regardless, not going to let Jalistico win with the ropes were with his legs on the ropes. He was like, "You think I was born last night?" And this is where Jalistico was playing dumb. Like, what do you mean? And this is where you're like, oh, I don't. You're not fooling me, like with your legs being up here. Like you're not supposed to be doing it up there. Like it's a disqualification / rope break match. Like so, you're not supposed to put your legs on the ropes. And that's where she try to go for the. This is where we got inside cradle by hologram, which almost got him a 3 count at this point. But you only got a kick out at 2.8, if I'm mistaken. This is where we got a roundhouse kick when both luchadors got back up. This is where we got Jalistico hit the spinning. What was it? I believe it was like some kind of a spinning blue thunderbomb like maneuver. And this was not exactly the maneuver. It's like a better version. So I believe even guys like Simon Miller is like he's not exactly a blue thunderbomb, but also built him like in the back suplex position, not in a reverse fireman's carry kind of maneuver. But it's where he gets 1, 2, 3, needless to say. Winner of this match, hologram. And and a thunderous congratulations to him. And we're gonna give him the silver trophy time with the Outrunners taking on the Premier Athletes. Yeah, that was genuinely a very entertaining contest. This is where we got Commander with a K. Then it was Beast Mortos. It started off with Beast Mortals, then came out. This is where he hit the discus close on before hologram could even have a moment to himself of celebrating. Luckily, this wasn't the end of the segment because it's where we got what's his name? Commander with a K came in and saved the day. That's where, unfortunately, Jalistico grabbed onto Alex Abrahantes, the manager of Commander, and it seemed like that. Seemed like they're going to do a tag team match with these these 4 guys, I guess you could say, like involved like some kind of a lucha style tag team match, but that's where unfortunately Beast Mortals came in and attacked Commander with a K, started stomping on to the guy that which is the guy, same guy Shelton Benjamin said he could be the next master of the 619 guy, which is the area code of this luchador in the other company. That's where he started trying to rip off his mask. Commander was like, "No, I'm not gonna rip this off." And this is where he's like, "No, you're gonna." It is where you got Juistico that starts stomping on. But it's where we got Daniel Garcia. This is where we got what's his name, Daniel Garcia and Adam Cole was face to face with one another. But this is where then they, I believe they're setting up a little apology kind of meeting, like with FTR and Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong with Uncle Dax the Axe and Uncle Cash the Flash. It was like our emotions were. We want to officially apologize to you guys because we let our frustrations and emotions got the better of us. And we're more professional than that. And this is where Uncle Dax the Axe like. But however, I don't apologize for shaking y'all's hands last week because like. And this was Uncle Dax like. As a matter of fact, I don't think I apologized for anything last week because the only thing that maybe I apologizes for is to put myself into the referee. You like, but there's nothing that's going to take. But that doesn't take away the fact that y'all are the best tag team in this industry. I totally agree with that. And the absolute best tag team friends. Y'all should have won the tag. Y'all should have won that match. Which I would say if it was any other way, but at the same time, we had the match won. This is Roderick Strong. Instead of taking it as a compliment, he shouted out to his partner Kyle O'Reilly, like Kyle, and this is Kyle was like, yes. And that's where then Roderick Strong was like, can you tell this bald clown that the best tag team actually did win? This where Kyle was like, oh, that's right. Like I remember. That's no, all fairness. We won, but we're making more right, to make it fair. Let's run it back again and see who's the true number one best tag team in the world. Along with your title as the number one most envious wrestler that the ring general also hates. When you mark a signature, there's an Uncle Dax actually yeah, okay, that's fine. That's where they lined back up. That's where they were This is where they went their separate ways. Is where except for Daniel Garcia and Adam Cole, because Adam Cole called out, before you leave, listen, you damn well that I deserve a rematch for that TNT championship, right? After tonight, because let's wait and see if you're still gonna be champion. We have to wait and see if you're gonna remain champion, after the before the night is over for the TNT titles. Where Daniel Garcia is yeah, good point, if only if I can still remain, I guess we're gonna see. As much as I can stand here and pretend this conversation, continue this conversation, but I gotta defend my title very soon, less than an hour. This is where Adam Cole's okay, now get him, champ. And this is where he's yeah, I sure will. And this is where he ends up getting ready for, even though we got one more match before the main event, and that was the other silver trophy next to hologram against Jolistico, and that was. And it was our favorite tag team in AEW right now that deserves to be the next tag team champions, even though it won't probably not be exactly in about less than 24 hours from now. But I'm not going to put it past, though, because anything's possible. This is where they took on the premier athletes. The Outrunners did. And this is where we got Smart Mark Sterling wouldn't stop running his mouth like he normally do. He was like my boys, Arya and Tony Nese, should have gotten a shot at that AEW Tag Team Championship. I'm first of all, if it should have been them, they would have been getting some kind of opportunity to fight for the shot. And second of all, as much as I'd like to see them win some tag team championships, it just not seem like still not their time yet. But let's hope that will change very sooner rather than later. Same with the Outrunners. Maybe for one example, maybe they need to ditch Smart Mark. That claims he has a smart mouth when it's the complete opposite. But this is where he ended his promo by saying, don't say the athletes suck. We rule. So when we say athletes, y'all say rule. But this is where the Sacramento crowd then responded back with a very negative response, saying athletes, and they suck. And then this is where then we got a team of Tony Nese and Ari Devine. If it was anybody else that was, they were taking on, I would be hoping that they were going to be winning. But like along with some other fan favorite teams, like that I could name in the top 5 list. But this is where I was like, yeah, Outrunners need to win this right now, at least to have some kind of momentum on like into their match, even if they don't exactly win the tag team championship match, which I'm gonna get into at the moment. But this, just the moment, this is where we got. This is where we got Antonio Schiavone then said Anthony Khan then announced that it will be the Undisputed Kingdom's Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong uh, uh takes on the FTR like in a rematch from a week ago, like which has been official by the boss man himself. This is where we got Tony Neeston ran right to the right corner side after a slide duck from what's his name? Truth Magnum. This is where he then tried to go for an arm drag right onto the Premier Athlete, which he knocked him down not once but twice with. This is where he hits this is where he hits a right hand to the face. This is where he hits a right hand to the face onto Tony Nese. He tags in Turbo Floyd. This is where the Turbo going for about to go for a suplex. That's where he's like, come on, get the hands up. And he hits the suplex right onto what's his name to Tony Nese. That's where Turbo Floyd was like, yeah, like get leaving it all in. And that's where they drag off Tony Nese. That's where he tags in his partner Truth Magnum, which he continued to go for an armbar, pins it right for. That's where we got Tony Nese, then pushes him right into the bottom right corner side. He tags in Arya Daivari. Arya Daivari hits a punch like so. And then this where we got Arya Daivari was like, yeah, like we want to go tag in. That's where he grabs onto Truth Magnum. This where Tony Nese hits a punch like left, right, and this is where he started the repeated left hands right into the left jaw of the Outrunner. And this is where we got this is where he then tags in Arya Daivari. This is where we got Tony start hanging on to Truth Magnum right into the throat first into the middle rope. The referee was like, all right, stop. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where we got then Arya Daivari trying to pick him back up. This is where he gets jawbreaked by Truth Magnum. This is where we got him finally tagging in Turbo Floyd. That's where it's a reverse atomic drop right onto what's his name to Tony Nese after what's his name Turbo Floyd started going for strikes. That's where we got this is where we got the Outrunners knocked down, like both Nese and Daivari when they hit the drop kick. This is where they flex their muscles, which they look impressively large. I'll say, I gotta admit. Hopefully they continue to get plenty of this momentum, like onto their even after their challenge for the tag team titles, and it's their first attempt, which some tells me it won't be the last. But I'm gonna get into more details about that, like as soon as I start predicting. But this is where we got the partial powerful force was on, which was a commercial of the picture-in-picture break. But once the partial adverts came off the air, this is where we got the Outrunner still was on top, and they must be fan favorites by the powerful force by everybody else. Which whoever, like my opinion, if you like teams like the Outrunners, you probably got the greatest taste in the world. But anyway, this is where we got Turbo Floyd go for a body slam onto Arya Daivari. This is where he's like, yeah! And he starts showing his guns, like right in this flexible position. Then he body slam. Then he asked his partner Truth Magnum to get back in the ring. Though he could get so he can senton him into a body slam kind of manner. Like this is where he slams him right in the Daivari, send him right in the outside. This is where they hit their signature, you son of a well. Biscuit iced tea chicken hotcakes, like elbow drop by the hands, like you son of a like. And that's where he does the hands. When Truth Magnum, like, yeah, that's what I told you. That's what the fans are saying it while they show their very impressive biceps. Elbow dropped them right in the process. Then we got That's where they got Turbo Floyd to go for a power. But that's where they nearly got screwed out of the match when they heard some familiar music. Looked similar to like when they beaten the Murder Machines of Lance Archer and Brian Cage, which was the Hurt Syndicate. This where then we got Arya Daivari took advantage of the diversion. It's where he throws what's his name, Truth Magnum right to the bottom left side. Then we got Tony Nese going for a counter of a sunset, what they call a roll up. This is where he flips him over, hits a roundhouse kick right into the face. Tony Nese then try to go for a pin. That's where the referee, which I believe was Rick Knox, was the one calling the match, which it was kind of similar to like on AEW Fight Forever, the video game. Like those, the only two referees that were on the game is Aubrey Edwards and Rick Knox, and they were the two primary referees that were on tonight's collision. Which something I also want to point out as well. But yeah, this is where we got. This is where we got MVP and the reigning defending tag team champions Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin was coming out to the ring. This is where we got the premier athletes of Daivari and what's his name, Nese. That's where they try to go for a double clothesline, like if they're Adam Cole and MJF when they were a team. This is where we got Turbo Floyd go for a double clothesline. This is like yeah. This is where then the Hurt get like they're very impressed. This is where they hit their total rig zone, which is the power slam DDT combo double team maneuver. They get the 1, 2, 3, and the winners of this match, the Outrunners. And look, if this is going to be a win-win situation, whether if the Outrunners can actually pull off an upset or not. Like regardless of whether if they're going to win or not, I just feel that they're going to have a great match like tomorrow. And let me know down in the comments below if you can agree on to that. Just let me know anything on the sort. But let's anyway, show the replay of the attack like I just showed on my podcast a couple of days ago, or like a day ago, like when we were talking about stuff from the season. I mean, the movie premiere of Queen of the Ring when they were at. They were at the little red carpet premiere event where Tony Storm was interviewed by who was it? It was either Denise Salcedo, which I predicted this was going to happen. They're going to show. I think it was either her or her co-host of their little podcast. And that's where they showed they got attacked by Mariah May. That's where the incompetent Bob Biscuit hit, or the former, like the fallen angels of Christopher Daniels broke it up, saying like, "Come on, Mariah, like don't start walking." That's where what's her name? Time was Tony Storm and let her know that she's gonna regret doing that. And who do you think is gonna win in this Hollywood ending match? Which I have so much to talk about this when I predict who's going to win. Let me know down in the comments. But this is where they start showing everybody from Kenny Omega to Kenny Omega versus Konosuke Takeshita to Jon Moxley versus the Radar Superstar Cole to the Brody King and Kazuchika Okada's match to Momo Watanabe against Mercedes Moné. All those matches that's going to be on tomorrow night's event. And even the latest one will be the Outrunners into the main card. But we got a little vignette of even MJF versus Hangman Adam Page, which that's another match that's going to be a very brutal contest. Like with MJF and say he's the innocent one, like, and not the fraud hypocrite. While Hangman Adam Page said like he's the basically the president of being a fake and a fraud because like for ever since he got here in AEW 2019, he just all he done is connive and betray and scheme over the people that he claimed that he called friends, like only just fooled them at the end. And that's where MJF said the only thing that I've done like ever since I joined this company is to as I I don't know what's wrong right now. But anyways, this is where we got. After that was done, this is where we got the AEW TNT Championship match was about to come on next, which was the main event. And this is where then we got. But before we got that, this is where we got a very interesting backstage segment of a message from Mark Briscoe and Orange Cassidy to let the team of of the MXM collection and Johnny TV, they're gonna bring the boom, which they said. Of course, Cassidy said finished the sentence with a very calm manner, the way he said it, saying we're bringing the boom, and this is where then we got. Here's where we got what's his name, the Tiger Style, Mister what's his name, Lee Moriarty came out because he. Because you have a TNT Championship match that he has to take care of. This is where we got Shane Taylor. Then, was in ringside with him. This is where we got. But this is where then he would take off his Ring of Honor Pure Championship that he had around his waist. This is where we got things got started with them getting technical, with Daniel Garcia going for the guillotine lock. This is where we got. Somehow Lee Moriarty somehow got out of that, but swear to start going back and forth until Daniel Garcia was got on right on to but he got on got right on what's his name? Lee Moriarty, where Daniel Garcia was about to do his dance, but this is where he kind of stops up. This is where start going for a grapple until he sent Lee Moriarty to the other side. This is where Daniel Garcia started about to do his dance. This is where then Lee Moriarty like, all right, I have enough of this. This is where then he pushes him right to the left. This is where he tried to go for shoulder tackle, but this is where Danny was more but he was more stronger than Lee. This is where he hit the shoulder tackle. He went right to the left. That's where he goes to the dodge out of the leapfrog. That's where the arm drag right onto to Lee Moriarty. That's where he goes for an arm drag. This is where we got. This is where we got what's his name? Lee Moriarty tried to go for on his own, but this is where we got. It's where you got Danny Garcia to try to go for a roll up. This is where he only got a 2 even count. This is where we got a trip over by Daniel Garcia. This is where he tried to go for a pin. This is where I got Daniel Garcia going for what's that called? Boston Crab like maneuver, but it's where he gets stopped by because the referee was like, all right, like he had his hands on the ropes, like, all right, you better let go or you'll get counted out. This is where he had no choice but to do so. But listen to the referee. This is where we got Lee Moriarty. Then slides right into the corner. This is where he goes for a springboard crossbody. This is where Daniel Garcia moves out of the way. This is where he hits a boot right into the face, onto a pump kick, actually. That's why I'm phrasing right onto the peer champion. This is where we got Daniel Garcia. Was that was very hard working. This is where he goes for a clothesline. Then he goes up. That's where Daniel Garcia started hitting right hands right to the face onto Lee Moriarty. That's where he started hitting until 1 to 10 until he gets tripped right over by Lee Moriarty. This is where we get a trip. That's where we got Daniel Garcia. Then go But this is where we got Daniel Garcia start going to what's his name right into the. But this is where we got the partial powerful force in all of pro wrestling came on after Daniel Garcia was bringing the fight to Lee Moriarty. But this is where we got. That's where we got what's his name? Then Lee Moriarty started hitting the shoulder right into the midsection on Danny, like right into the corner during the partial advert was on. But once the advert got off completely, this is where we got Daniel Garcia started. Lee Moriarty then went from there from then German suplex, but this is where Daniel Garcia tried to prevent him from hitting the maneuver. This is where he dips him right into the upper corner side to the bottom. And the bottom was hitting him with knees right into the midsection, like if it's like something on a wrestling video game. But it's where Daniel Garcia countered when he went put him into the top corner slide into a surprise roll up. But it's where we got what's name Lee Moriarty then hit go for a crossbody onto Daniel Garcia. This is where we got a 1-2. But Lee Moriarty went for a kick out at 2.9. Like nothing was not bringing down the 26-year-old up, I believe that's what his age is. This is where we got Daniel. That's where he thought. That's where Daniel Garcia was getting back into his groove and his rhythm. That's where we got. That's where we got. What happened next? That's where we got Daniel Garcia start clotheslining on every single corner, right into the upper right and the bottom left diagonally. This is where he started some right hands right into the face. Then he then brought him back and a suplex right on him, if I'm mistaken. Or something like that, yeah. After hitting him all the way to 10, it was actually, yeah, it was a suplex. Or no, it was a like a suplex, like neck breaker. Just where try to go for a pin. However, it only got him a 2 point, I'll say a 2 if I'm mistaken. Yeah, this is where we got. That's where it was so close, like, but I felt like it was about to be so close about being 3, but it's where even to the point that is Daniel Garcia's kayfabe father, what's his name, Matt Menard, thought it was going to be a 3 as well. But we got Daniel Garcia to try to go for a pile driver, but I think his ribs were getting to him. Like with him just was getting the after effects from getting the damage by the Tiger style wrestler. That's where he goes for that both men spinning neck breaking maneuver, whatever you want to call it. That's where we got. And they're trying to go for a pin, but this one ends up being what's it called, incomplete of a pinfall. That's where this is where the fans are chanting Garcia's name. This is where the fans are chanting like Garcia repeatedly. This is where we got. This is where we got. But that's where we got This one start going for roll-ups after roll-ups running to each other with 2 counts, 1-2 count after 1-2 count, with them trying to go for their version of the backslide, right? But none of it wasn't working. It was very unsuccessful. This is where both men were down. This is where we got Antonio Cervani was like, "Who in the hell is going to be winning tonight?" This is where they started going for fist and fist right into each other. This is where we got Danny was got the what they call the Dragon Slayer, if I'm mistaken. That's what it was called. That's where the Daniel Garcia almost got made him tap out, but the thing was like it. That's where we got what's his name, Lee Moriarty that turned into an armbar, if I'm mistaken. That's where we got. That's where we got Daniel Garcia trying to go for a power driver, but that's where we got. That's where it ends up hitting it onto the Tiger style wrestler. That's where we got. That's where Daniel Garcia goes for a pin. After that, that's where he gets the 1, 2, 3, and the winner of his match, and still your current TNT champion, Daniel Garcia. And this is where, yeah, you can hear the fans even say this was awesome. This is where Matt Menard started clapping like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And this is where Daniel Garcia still holding the TNT championship with him earning the victory. This is where we got the Shane Taylor promotion and the infantry about to come in to try to mug what's his name, Daniel Garcia in a 3-on-1 situation, but luckily our boys, the Undisputed Kingdom, came in to save the day. That's what pretty much ended the show until Kenny Omega ended it by sending a video package message right back to Konosuke Takeshita. That's where it's like, yeah, like, well, we've been fighting each other since our DDT pro wrestling days. And he's like, and that's where he was like, and he, like, I raised your hand, show you that respect on that night when we very first fought, and then this where then he's a, and like, and it was a young alpha or young Takeshita saying like, please Kenny, like, please lend a hand, please make me that top guy, and then that's exactly what I did, like. And he was like, and now, like, you think that Don can actually take you to the top of that mountain, Konosuke? Like, Don himself, think that you're gonna be an ultimate nail to her. Like, you're gonna be the, he's actually the guy that thinks you're gonna tower him with some riches. Like, and you're gonna take him on top and go, and then take him to the next step. Like, but what happens if you don't, Konosuke? What will happen at Revolution? Like, when I take your title away, Konosuke, you're gonna be throwing the side like the way I was. Maybe throw away the same way that Will Ospreay was, not to mention. Like, but the difference between you and me is Will to catch you and Will. Like, Will actually opened his eyes when he was in when he was in the this alliance with Don Callis. But you're still like in this fantasy land, thinking in as well that momsies and dadsies are purple dog, like with with Don, like just thinking he's gonna pull anything out that you desire to have, Konosuke, out of thin air, but why is that? Because you're afraid to take it yourself, Konosuke. Like, but when that, like, how about? But there's your chance in our singles match here at Revolution, less than 24 hours a day from now. Like it's a chance to go 1-on-1 without Donald and without anybody else. Like, beat me man to man, like Konosuke. You prove everybody that you want to take that top spot all by yourself. And this is where then he told him, like, to show that you really are the best in the press. In that Revolution, Takeshita, you're not facing the same guy that you've beaten twice in a row in 1 week. Like, we're going to face that guy that we haven't seen in a long time, and that is the god of pro wrestling. And it was like, you really think that you can beat this version of me, of Kenny Omega? And then this is where it ended right there, like when he asked that question, which that's a good question from the cleaner. And do you think that, you think that, what's his name, Konosuke Takeshita can defeat the cleaner of Kenny Omega? We're just going to, one way to find out is check tomorrow. And that was it for AEW Collision, but let's get into the prediction segment. And First things off, we're gonna include the honorable mentions of the kickoffs matches, which I'm just gonna say who's gonna be the winners of it. First, we're gonna talk about the six-man tag match between Orange Cassidy and Mark Briscoe, the conglomeration, and their honorary member of Big Boom AJ, taking on MXM Collection and Johnny TV. And my prediction is gonna be on Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, and Big Boom AJ because it's just something that to get over Big Boom AJ and make some of his fans like give them some kind of entertaining relief, like if in case if their other favorite wrestler did not get the W tonight. But also we got the 8-man tag match between Adam Cole and his Undisputed Kingdom boys and Daniel Garcia taking on the Shane Taylor promotion. And it's gonna be my final prediction is also gonna be the other babyface faction to get the W as well. And the other match, which I'm trying to remember, what was it? It was the what was the name of this? What's the name of the wrestler? I'm trying to think of. Gonna be on this. Also, gonna be on the kickoffs. I'm trying to think. It was a match that was also added to the match. I'm trying to think. I'm so sorry, assassinators. I'm trying to think the kickoff matches. 0 hour matches on AEW. What the other match was? I'm trying to remember. I think it was Hologram and Commander K against what's their name, Lee Johnson and Blake Christian, if I'm mistaken. Which I think my prediction is gonna be Commander with a K and a Hologram. But let's get to the main show. Let's gonna get started with I'll say the international championship match, I guess you could say, which is going to feature champ Konosuke Takeshita taking on Kenny Omega. And this is the test that Konosuke Takeshita can he beat Kenny Omega for the second, not only the once or the second, but the third straight time in his career. So far, he's been proving that he's the new alpha into this business. Like, when Kenny continue that by defeating Kenny Omega, and if he does it this time, then he proved that he's far better, and maybe that Kenny Omega should step down in the world of professional wrestling. But I'm having this gut feeling that otherwise, like win this match, and I think that it's gonna be like the man that we know that's made a huge comeback from suffering diverticulitis. They're gonna be taking more than just painful, devastating moves, and not all of wrestling, of course. But but my point is he's gonna be bringing the fight, but Kenny Omega's gonna do the same, like he did to Gabe Kidd on that crossover AEW New Japan. What's that event? The Wrestle Dynasty event, which I did review, by the way. Well, hopefully, I can find a way to do the same for tomorrow's AEW Revolution pay-per-view review. But perhaps we can figure it out sooner rather than later. But I can see Kenny Omega surprising not only Takeshita but also Don Callis and the fans that he can show that those two matches that Takeshita lost to him were in vain. This is where Kenny Omega was surprised with a feed trigger and a one-winged angel for the 1 and the 2 and the 3. And and your new international champion, Kenneth Omega. My final prediction: Kenny Omega wins and dethrones Konosuke Takeshita for the international championship. And this is where we get to see some teasing that Konosuke Takeshita should take the warning of Omega's very seriously, like what he just did tonight, like of a kick. What Don Callis could be just seconds away of kicking him out, but probably not just yet. Just give it about a couple of weeks of that to build into an existence. But let's move on to the next match, which we got the steel cage match between Will Ospreay taking on Kyle Fletcher in the inside the steel cage, of course. And did I mention that before? But anyway, I think that we could see. I can see like Konosuke. Kyle Fletcher could still defy the rules of having all his Donald Callis family members coming in. And this is the fight that we're gonna see two best friends that you. But the thing is, I just don't think that. Kyle Fletcher has the advantage here, despite having every member of the Donald Callis family trying to help him out here. It just even if they don't show up like this is more than just like a normal match. This is a personal one with two former friends that used to be that are like brothers, like with Will Ospreay letting him stay in his own house during the pandemic days. Like if that doesn't show pure selflessness, like from a very popular British star, like I don't know what to tell you, but it still it still does not satisfy Kyle Fletcher of everything that Will Ospreay did for him. He just think that he did it because he was trying to lead more into fame and think about himself much more sooner rather than later. If that was the case, he would have probably already been and done that. Well, that depends. But yeah. But at the same time, I don't think even for that, like he wouldn't forget and overstate because the guys that was in the side by his side, from the beginning, which was Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher of the United Empire. But it's where Will Ospreay keep giving them a reminder of that by hitting them face into the steel cage. But Kyle Fletcher would do the same to him after he do that to him. And that's where they start beating each other up until their face are covered with the red stuff, with them painting each other in the steel cage with their own blood, which is red, of course. But let's predict who's gonna win. Well, I think Kyle Fletcher look like he's gonna be winning. We're hitting that very dangerous, brutal brainbuster like maneuver, only for Will Ospreay to intercept out of it. I'd say out of that, this is where we got the Donald Callis family member will try to do their best to try to stop Will Ospreay, maybe even making it inside the cage and start triple teaming him, only for something to go wrong and backfire. Will Ospreay start taking out all the members of the Donald Callis family, and then hits him with that. It finally hits Kyle Fletcher with the brainbuster, once and for all. Hits him with the hidden blade. 1, 2, 3. Winner of this match in the steel cage match, and my final prediction: Will Ospreay wins this steel cage contest. But that's where we got. But I would say, yeah. Next up, we got the Continental Championship match, with Kazuchika Okada defending his Continental Championship against Brody King. And yeah, we all know the answer of this. Maybe it'll be like Simon Miller said, but except for the unification part about championships. But before I get into that, I want to talk about this is gonna be a very brutal fight, which I hopefully Brody King does make it into that direction of. That's where we got what's his name could just they're just gonna beat the life out of each other until there's almost no life in them left. That's where we can see this is where we get Brody King to 9 matches on card. I just 1, 2. Yeah, And anyway, this is where we got this is where we can see like what's his name. This is where we can see what's his name. This is where we can see Brody King thought I got him right where exactly he wants him, only for Kazuchika Okada trying to trap him into some kind of an unexpected trap, like metaphorically in wrestling terms, lack of a better term, I should say. Israel Okada then will take advantage of the moment at the end, hits the Rainmaker, 1, 2, 3, steal your Continental Championship. And my final prediction, unfortunately, the bitch man retains his AEW Continental Championship. And that's where hopefully we can lead us into like a title for the international and the Continental Championship between him and Kenny Omega in the foreseeable future down the line. But moving on, we got the TBS Championship match between the CEO Mercedes Moné taking on what's his name, MoMo Watanabe. Like, and then it's gonna be for the mid card title, of course, and we're gonna see if Momo like will actually will well not exactly that, more likely this is just probably for filler, and this is just like probably a warm up for the CEO's greatest challenge yet, which that's probably gonna leave it up to. I mean, don't get me wrong, Momo gonna bring in the fight. It's gonna be similar to like the Capital Collision match, even though I didn't really watch the match. I only watched the highlights of it, and yeah, she was poor Mercedes Moné for this. I feel bad for her for taking these strikes off leg swiping kicks, some chops, punches. I believe to the point that made her chest go red. And yeah, hopefully that everybody won't have any speculations for me mentioning that and start talking about the brutal impact, like with Momo Watanabe. Like I meant, like she's like a female Japanese Gunther when if you fight her in the ring. But despite all the brutal impact that she's going to bring to the CEO, I think that Mercedes Moné is going to try to find a way out of this. Is where like where if she scratch or claws Momo or even bites like she did to Kristen, and this is where then we get her then hits her with her moves and then ends it with the Monet Maker, like after hitting the Meteor, like to get some justice onto the to the reigning defending not reigning the NJPW wrestler, but excuse me for a moment. Yeah.
We're gonna leave here soon, and we're gonna leave Baby in there, but he's sleeping. Okay.
Okay. Yes,
So
ma'am.
when I come in here and open up the door and leave
That's
it open,
that's
that
fine.
means we're leaving. Okay.
Okay, bet.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. No problem. But yeah, I would say Monet will go for the Monet Maker, and she remains as the TBS champion. My final prediction: Mercedes Moné, who retains the TBS championship. And maybe we can see somebody could be their next challenger. I'm not sure who could be. Maybe it could be Billy Starks, or maybe even the return of Athena on AEW television. But that should be saved for AEW All In, though. Like, unless if they're putting on Thunder Rosa being her next challenger for the TBS title at that event, which is going to be in July at Arlington, Texas. But next up, we got the AEW Tag Team Championship match between the Outrunners and Bobby Lashley. This is a perfect stepping stone, like for them to put them in this match, which hopefully that this will be a sign that they will indeed be like getting pushed like to the push to the very top, like, and hopefully that this won't be their last taste of title opportunities. Like, even though I think they're gonna win. The chances are like probably 90%, not exactly, while 10% of it's a possibility. Like, which with out of those 10%, we could see they could pull an upset, but that's only if that's the case. But yeah, like that's a good question. Like, we're just gonna have to. And that's where I would say, like, this is where I'll say the Outrunners could look like they're about to win by hitting their Power Slam DDT maneuver right onto what's his name, to Shelton Benjamin, only for like they do it at like when Bobby Lashley could possibly tag in. This is where Bobby Lashley could hit a double spear, like would probably look very amazing. This is where one of them, like whether if it's Truth Magnum or Turbo Floyd, as much as I would not like to say this, is just not their time yet. Even despite them like showing that they look ready to be they look tag team championship material, but unfortunately, like I'm not sure if AEW is going to be thinking like that right at this time. So this is where they have Bobby Lashley hit the hurt lock on one of them, putting them to sleep. Like even though they're gonna have to take an L here, but at the same time they're not gonna look weak when it comes to fighting them. They'll probably have most of the offense onto the Hurt Syndicate, on my opinion. And that's where at the end, despite that, we'll see the Almighty and the Standard of Excellence walk out with the big dub. So my final predictions: the Hurt Syndicate retains their AEW Tag Team Championship, and then they'll probably continue their feud with either the Murder Machines or maybe even the Young Bucks, with the which will be the return of the Young Bucks could be a possibility as well. Yeah, I hear. But anyways, I'm just excuse me for a second, Trey. I'm trying to do my little predictions right now. Like this will take only just 5 minutes. But anyways, this is where we got the Ring of Honor World Championship match. I am, Trey. But anyways, Assassinators. This is where we got the Ring of Honor World Championship match between Chris Jericho against Hologram, and the winner. And Trey, stop. But anyways, this I'll say I guess you can say championship versus streak match, because we got an undefeated streak with Hologram. Hologram's undefeated streak of 17-0, which he won the 17th match, and we got Chris Jericho that's reigning as the 2-time Ring of Honor champion and overall 9-time champion, which why they call him the Way Day. This is where we can see. No, I think we can see. No, don't be throwing them.
No, play with them.
Play them over here.
Where's the match?
I don't know.
Is it back there?
I think it's back there. I'm gonna have to get it as soon as I get done.
No,
But
get it back there. Hurry.
okay, chill out.
I want to do that after let me move. Because I don't have a disco, that means no dancing for now. So while the disco.
Looks like I'm gonna have to wait until do this until I get done. It's hard to find it now.
What are you doing? Keep this door shut.
Mommy!
Anyways, Assassinators, I'll say this is where we can see Hologram looked like he'll win his 18th win and win his first ever championship, like in I'll say Ring of Honor and overall the company with AEW associations, and yeah, this is where it looked like that'll be the case. Only for about a very but until he probably get distracted by the Learning Trees, Brian Keith and Big Bill. Only for like Commander with a K and Bandito will probably come out there to save the day.
What happened to my fucking?
And Chris Jericho hit the Judas Effect, or even the Wall to Jericho or something like that. Maybe we could give him his first loss, but not in a weak manner, like with Chris Jericho, like knocking him out with the Walls of Jericho, and your winner and still the Ring of Honor champion, the New Day, Chris Jericho. My final prediction: Chris Jericho retains his Ring of Honor championship, and also give Hologram his first L in AEW. And let me know in the comments section right down below if you think this is going to happen, or do you think we could see a new AEW, new ROH champion. But next up, we got MJF taking on Hangman Adam Page. And yeah, this is a very brutal, bloody rivalry, much more as Ricky the Dicky and Swerve Strickland's on. But that's where I can see, like we're gonna be going. It's gonna be a back and forth contest, but I think that it's gonna be so close though, like just like the Swerve versus Ricochet match. But it's gonna be like when Hangman Adam Page look like he's gonna get the buckshot lariat, which I think he'll get the first attempt, but MJF will kick out the last second, try to go for a second time, but don't find the double whammy card, which that'll be a big issue. This is where he'll probably accidentally hit the referee. That's where we can see like. That's where we can see MJF try to hit what they call the Dynamite Diamond Ring knockout maneuver. But this is where Christopher Daniels could come in to distract MJF, only for them to start arguing with Hangman out of pay, trying to go for an attack onto Hangman. I mean, the Hangman try to go for an attack right onto MJF. I don't know why, just double phrase right there. This is where MJF will try to move right out of the way. This is where we'll probably accidentally knock out Christopher Daniels. That's where MJF probably still knocks him out. 1, 2, 3. When the referee gets back up. Winner of this match, Maxwell Jacob Freeman. My final prediction will be indeed. And next up, we got Swerve Strickland taking on what's his name? Ricky the Dicky. This is gonna be a very brutal, heated rivalry. Like with Swerve Strickland fighting for everything that has been taken from him, like whether if it's from Ricky the Dicky or from wrestlers in the past. And he's gonna make an example out of Ricochet right here, with Ricochet thinking that he's gonna end Swerve Strickland, while on the other hand, he's gonna end Swerve's legacy before it continues. This is where he'll be so cocky to the point that once he got the offense in and thinking he's gonna win just with his high flying maneuvers and that flying clothesline by attacking Swerve right in the back, thinking that's gonna be it. But what Ricochet probably does not know is the surprising what they call last minute count at 2.9999999999999 jumps to my mind 0.1 away from being 3 of the multiple ninedoms, and this is where we can see Ricky the Dicky try to go for what they call a 630, or too fast, too furious shooting star press, only for Swerve to move right out of the way, hit a house call, like probably not once, but not twice, but also thrice. That's where then he hit the Swerve stomp. 1, 2, 3, and yeah. And then he'll be the number one contender for whoever the AEW World Champion is. And also get back the robe for Prince Nana. This is where he'll send the message to either whoever walks out of AEW as the champ. But yeah, my final prediction: Swerve Strickland is going to take the W and become the next number one contender, probably at AEW Dynasty, like where it all began when his first AEW title reign. It'll be deja vu all over again, but except he won't be facing Samoa Joe for the title. It'll probably be somebody out of the 3 that I'm thinking of right now, but I'm gonna get to that in just a moment. And I totally forgot. I apologize for the honorable mention of what they call it, the pre-show. It was Chris Jericho versus Hologram, not that which I totally forgot to tell you that. But anyways, moving on, we got we got the AEW Women's World Championship, which is going to be the Hollywood ending match between timeless Toni Storm and Raymond, defending AEW Women's World Champion, like against Mariah May. And yeah, this match is definitely going to be a Hollywood ending, with them just basically trying to kill each other, like in order to put this rivalry to bed. And that's where we got them almost be just a pinch away from doing so, but only for the woman from hell will probably thought she's gonna be doing it. But every time she'll hit her with a Storm Zero or a Mayday, which will mock her with Toni Storm's finishing maneuver, she still will come up short at 2.9. I just think that's gonna happen. That's where then she'll try to even attack her with Toni's high heel shoe, only for to backfire on her. With Toni will do it probably backfire and then hit her instead with it, depending on what's the match rules. But I still think, regardless, she's gonna hit it. Whether she's supposed to or not, this is where Toni Storm will take a page out of her playbook, do some insult to injuries to her, then follow that up with the Storm Zero. 1, 2, 3. And finally, we get the Hollywood ending that we've been waiting for, with timeless Toni Storm will finally have her moment in the City of Angels, and the city where the Hollywood stars shine so bright in Los Angeles. And yeah, it's gonna be timeless Toni Storm that's still gonna be your reigning, defending AEW Women's World Championship. And finally, we got the main event, which is gonna be the AEW World Championship match between the Death Riders leader Jon Moxley, the reigning defending AEW champion, that keeps the belt hostage, which the old Jon Moxley wouldn't have done that. But yeah, he's going to be trying to do everything to wipe that he possibly can to take out the Rated R superstar Cope, and make sure he stays down and not get another opportunity for his AEW straps ever again. That's where he'll try to do all kinds of probably some life-threatening maneuvers right onto Cope in this recent uh rehabilitated neck, and then this is where he'll try to crush it by hitting him with plenty of Death Riders, like as much as he can, only for it to backfire, which he would not expect. Like that the Cope will bounce right back from these attacks from the Death Rider leader. Then he'll use it for his own advantage. This is where he can. This is where we could see him like intercept, try to go for spear, like which now probably won't do it, but until like Cope will see a couple of chairs, that's where like I believe it's not going to be a no disqualification. I think this the referee will somehow be down, like which the referee probably won't have a chance. But this is where we see Cope will do what he needs to do. This is where like Willie Yuta try to come in and try to help out, only for them to be the middleman. Like this is where Jay White tried to come in to help out, but the Death Riders, the remaining members of the Death Riders will be too much for him. With John Moxley will attack Jay White, send him onto the outside. Then he'll bark onto Willie Yuta to do what he needs to do. This is where John Moxley will basically say he's useless, like he never do anything that he asks him right when he wants him to. This is where we can see. That's where we can see Willie Yuta have enough of this. This is where he hit the psycho knee right onto John Moxley, laying out on the process where we got. This is where we see Cope then put the chairs onto him. Finally get the last member of the Death Rider to hit the concerto. He knocked out that disgusting toxicness out of his brain, knocking him out. Go for the pin. Referee did not know anything. He goes for a 1. He goes for a 2. And finally, with a 3, and your new AEW World Champion, the Rated R Superstar Cope, will finally have his moment of becoming AEW World Heavyweight Champion. You think it'll be a happy ending after him winning? Unfortunately, I would hate to say like that's not going to be entirely the case, because it's where once Jay White comes in the ring, then celebrates with him with his new ally. It's where like when Cope at least expects, when he has his back turned, he gets attacked from behind from the Switchblade himself, with him revealing that he was only just doing this just to try to only doing this alliance just to get an easy title shot for him, which it would have been hard if John Moxley would have stayed as champion, because he has multiple allies. This is where this will hurt the Cope, and this where but what Jay White did not expect, with him leaving the building, is Christian Cage and his cowardly rear end will come in there and cashing in his platinum contract that he won back in All In back 7 months ago. And it's where he'll mockingly spear him and maybe even hit a kill switch. 1, 2, 3, and your winner, the winner of this match is Christian Cage. It was now leading to a AEW World Championship match at Dynasty between him and Swerve Strickland, which will be a double or nothing rematch from back in 2024. But this time with Christian as AEW World Champion, and then Swerve Strickland is the challenger, like he was at last Dynasty back in 2024, for April, of course, which will be just weeks before WrestleMania, of course. But let me know down in the comment section right down below, who do you think is going to win tomorrow? Who's going to be the winners, and who's going to walk out as champions, and who's going to walk out as the bragging rights, or the pride of the W. Let me know down in the comments below. Or number one contender in the matter, like in Swerve's case. And also, I'll say, and we're going to be leading to another number one contenders kind of situation, because we got Cope and Jay White probably going to be feuding, that's going to be probably a Dynasty, with them building this up. Winner gets the shot at either Swerve Strickland or Christian Cage, depending on who's going to be the AEW World Champion. Which that'll be another nonstop of intrigue and excitement. But let me know down in the comment section right down below what's your who you're predicting on that's going to be taking the W's. And I hope that you all enjoyed this video. And please make sure, if you like this video, click on the subscribe and the post notification bell. And also check out my my movie news video tomorrow, which I'm gonna be making, which regardless of if I'm going to be making an AEW Revolution pay-per-view or not, that's going to depend on what exactly I'm. Well, that depends like what exactly. That's gonna all depend if I will have the time to still do that. But if not, then I will give you guys. We'll have to give you guys an update. What's gonna be the what exactly gonna be the situation? Like now that I'm unfortunately not gonna be able to make make the AEW Dynasty. Was that the AEW Dynasty? I'm not Dynasty. AEW Revolution pay per view. I meant to say, but yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, again, let me know in the comments, and yeah, I hope that you assassinators have an awesome night. And make sure, and for those wrestling fans that's going to be watching my wrestling news video and my Raw review, make sure to check that out on Monday on March 8th, if I'm mistaken. But yeah, I will indeed be making that review. And if anything comes up for tomorrow, I will give you assassinators an update like by scheduling for a review video for what just happened on AEW Revolution. If I get a chance to watch it in some capacity, I'm gonna make a review out of this on here on the SNA podcast, which is gonna be very interesting to talk about here. But let me know in the comment section right down below if y'all gonna be watching AEW Collision or not. But yeah, I will be seeing y'all when I'll be talking about from the action-packed movies to the comedy movies. We're gonna be talking about the wildest and intriguing movie news and rumors that you assassinators need to know from the NBC News article, which we're gonna be talking about everything in the world of film and entertainment in Hollywood. And I will be seeing you guys there, and then going back here on this channel at Super Ninja Austin for the wrestling stuff, like the news and the Raw review, which we will be seeing CM Punk and Seth Rollins go at it one more last time before WrestleMania inside the steel cage in Madison Square Garden, in the theater, I should say. But yeah, I will see you next time with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye-bye, my assassinators. Y'all have a successfully safe Saturday, and I will see you guys tomorrow on Sunday. But on the other channel, for sure, guaranteed. And maybe on Super Ninja Austin if I can be able to review AEW Revolution tomorrow. But yeah, but either way, I'll see you guys soon. Peace.